All right, what's up, YouTube? I'm back in this video, not to talk about the stuff I like to talk about, but to talk about this dumb broad Tomi Lahren again. When I got up today, I checked my messages, and my homeboy left a link for me of a new video that this broad got out, where basically she's firing back at everybody who criticized her for criticizing. For those that aren't aware, I'm sure most of you are, but for those that aren't aware, she had a lot of criticism for Jesse Williams and his BET speech. And in doing this, I guess a lot of people criticized her, and she didn't like it. So in this particular video, she had some more questions, she had some more rhetoric, she had some more low-key insults, but she also had a low-key challenge. And so I want to speak on the challenge first and foremost, because I would like to accept that challenge. And if she wants to claim that it wasn't a challenge, then I would like to blatantly challenge her. She stated that there needs to be a real conversation on race in America. And I haven't agreed with anything that the dumb, stupid broad has said yet, except for that. I agree 100%. There needs to be a honest conversation about race in America. I would like to challenge you, Tomi Lahren, to having that conversation. Whatever format you want, I'm up for it. That's my challenge to you. Moving on, I want to get into some of her commentary and answer some of her questions and respond to some of that commentary. The first thing that came out of her mouth was an attempt for her to divide black people and white people with some reverse psychology bullshit. The first thing out of her mouth on the video was Jesse Williams, who is half white, was white bashing people just for being white, so I guess that makes you half racist, Jesse. That was basically the gist of the statement to open this new video. And my response to that is, please stop trying to separate us and divide us. In your first video, dumbass bitch, you tried to put police against black people by saying he was police bashing. I guess that didn't work, so now you're trying to say he was just generally white bashing and put white people in general against him, because that may work a little easier because you're dealing with a much bigger group to choose from. But just to clear it up, he wasn't white bashing. His mother, who was white, was sitting in the crowd. He blatantly stated that his parents, which include both his mother and his father, his parents are the ones that taught him his true history, taught him what the public schools wouldn't teach him about his history, and made him into the man that he is today. So that white woman obviously wasn't a racist white bitch like you. She was one of the white people that get it, which are most of the white people in America today. You're the minority. You don't like that shit. That's why you are shooting these shots at these people like Jada Pinkett and Beyonce and Jesse Williams because you don't like the change that's going on. Well, too bad. Get used to it, because that's what's happening. You're the minority. Deal with it. And then after that, she had a little jab where she asked black people if it took for us to see a stupid, those are her words, stupid BET award speech or a Super Bowl performance to empower us. And I would like to enlighten her that the reason why you're seeing these so-called stupid award speeches and Super Bowl performances is because of us being enlightened. Understand the dynamic. Black art always reflects what's going on in the black environment. And so when you start seeing shit like black people in movies and on award shows and in performances actually wearing shit saying "Don't Trump America" and "Black Lives Matter" and the white system, white privilege system has to go, like, you shouldn't think that they're trying to empower the black community. You should understand that the black community is already empowered. That's why you're hearing the shit that you're hearing. Understand that. don't be confused as to what's going on. Celebrities don't empower us. We empower them to actually take advantage of their platform. Now, are we happy? Does it empower us even more to see that our black celebrities are taking advantage of the platform? Absolutely. That gives us more energy and more motivation to continue what we're doing. But understand that what you're seeing and what you're hearing is because we're already being empowered by the energy in this universe and the change that's happening just naturally. So to move on, she got a lot of backlash, I guess, in her Twitter feed for the criticism towards Jesse Williams. And a lot of people, I guess, told her that black people was woke and that hopefully she was woke now. And so her sarcastic question towards those statements was, what exactly does woke mean you're going to do? So to answer that question, first of all, what woke means is that we're aware of the systematic racism that's going on, the systematic white privilege that's going on, and that we're not going to continue to close our eyes to it. We're not going to continue to be quiet about it. We're going to speak up about it. It also means that we're going to do whatever we have to do to get equality because we're awake and we're not asleep anymore, and we're not going to continue to be abused as a people anymore. And so just like Jesse said in his speech, if it takes us to restructure your function and restructure how we function, then that's what it's going to take. But by any means necessary, as Malcolm X put it, it's going to happen. And what you see and what you're hearing now is just the beginning. So if you're uncomfortable now, prepare yourself, because it's about to get way more uncomfortable. But the next question was a question that I already answered in the previous video I did on her first video. And that is, please tell me, these are her words, please tell me in what way are black people not equal? I'm waiting. Well, she didn't get to see the first video, obviously, because I answered that question with examples about Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, doing regular everyday shit and getting killed for doing it because they was black. So because she didn't get to see that video, I'm asking y'all, please get this video out, make it circulate as much as possible so she can see this one. But just to give you some examples, some more examples of inequality for blacks in America, the crime rate for white America is a lot worse than the crime rate for black America. Yet, incarceration rate, black people make up over half of the incarceration rate when we only make up 13% of the population rate in America. Those numbers alone speak for equality towards black people. Signs of that same equality towards black people is the fact that the presence of police in the black neighborhood is different than the presence of police in white neighborhoods. I know this because I've spent half of my life living in Republican Idaho, Boise, Idaho, Meridian, Idaho. I'm familiar with all of that. Nampa, I know how white neighborhoods run. I know that you don't have helicopters flying over the top of your house at night unless some dummy got stuck in the woods and Life Flight is going to get their ass out of the woods or something like that. But I also grew up in South Central Los Angeles from the age of 7 until I was 19. So I'm aware of how the military presence of the police in that neighborhood is obvious. And so there's another sign of equality towards black people. Another example, before I move on to the next step, as a black person in America, you can be falsely accused of a crime And I bring this up because just recently a black man got released from prison for being falsely accused of a crime, and he did 39 years. They're giving him a measly $1 million for this mishap. Okay, but a better example is Mumia Abu Jamal. And if you don't know who he is, please look him up, especially black people. But he was a reporter and reported on the black issues that was going on back in the 60s and the 70s. And he was targeted by the FBI, and he happened to get caught up in a situation where a white cop got killed by another dude who probably, from all intents and purposes, was a black person. But Mumia Abu Jamal, who was a taxi driver as well as a reporter, happened to be there, went to help the actual police officer, and because he was a target already, he's still in jail to this day for being falsely accused. And I say that because today we know evidence shows that it was somebody else, it wasn't him. Even other countries know this, to the point that they've made streets named after him. So that's another example of inequality of black people in America. And on a lighter note, if you don't believe it, shit, just go Google it. Google will tell you. Google 3 black teenagers, then Google 3 white teenagers. Google will tell you. So anyway, moving on. She said people of color feel like they can say whatever and get a free pass, but when she speaks her truth, she's a target for us. Well, I want to say the same shit in response. I guess you feel like white people can just fuck black people over, do whatever they want to do, make it blatant, and then when we speak on it, then we're a target for you. Because that's what Jesse Williams did, was speak on abuse towards black people in America, and because he did that, he became a direct target of your dumb ass. And so you're a hypocrite. We know you're a hypocrite, but the blatancy needs to quit it. Like, it really needs to stop. Okay. Her next statement was, she knows race exists, but it's not going to stop if our leaders keep exploiting the divide. I agree, but those were her words, like her words. Unless our leaders stop exploiting the divide. And I agree 100%. Your leaders need to stop exploiting the divide. Like, until that shit happens, nothing is going to change. But you're doing this shit yourself. So help your leaders out by showing them that it's a different way to do it. Stop fucking exploiting the divide. Stop excusing the police bashing and accusing of white bashing when it's not going on, just to get police and white people to go against your critics. Quit that shit. Anyway, she goes on to say she talks about race because other white people are afraid to talk about it. Now, I want to give the white people out there that are ignorant, racist white people a lot of credit right now. They aren't scared. They're not talking about it because they're not racist. They're not bringing it up because they're not racist. They're not saying shit because they're not comfortable with the guilt of what has happened to black people in America. And so they rather ignore it. Every now and then we get a white person that actually speaks on it. Tim Wise is one of them. Please look him up if you haven't already. But for the most part, they'd rather just ignore it. But because they aren't racist, they don't really feel comfortable speaking on it. Okay? But you're a racist bitch, and so you have no problem saying it. And so we know that you're going to keep talking about it. We know that you have no problem saying it, just like other racist motherfuckers have no problem saying it. Go talk to a KKK member. They ain't going to have no problem telling you how they feel about black people in America. To finish this up, pretty much, she stated she's not going to stop calling out this crap. And it's not because she doesn't like black people, but because black entertainers want to put blacks against whites. Again, this is this bitch trying to take advantage and exploit the divide. but then she goes on to say, like it's a dominance battle or a melanin showdown. I don't want any part of that. Now, I bet you don't want any part of that, because you have no fucking melanin. There's no showdown. You can't be in a melanin showdown without any melanin. So you don't want any part of that. The same reason why racist white America wants to continue to keep the fucking their heel on the throat of black people is because you know we're dominant, and so you don't want any part of that. So we know you don't want any part of it, but you did say we need to have a conversation about race in America without holding back, without being timid, and so I hope you want a part of that. I'm challenging you, Tomi Lahren, spelled all fucked up because your parents must have been stupid and illiterate, but I'm challenging you to a debate. The topic is race in America. KingBadBlack, I'ma sign out. Like always, y'all have a wonderful day. I'll be hitting y'all up later.
She let my niggas hit, yeah, the whole team. She don't blow weed, she a blow fiend. Drop off 10 packs, 100 racks, motherfucker, what you know about that? Then I pull up with your hoe, what you know about that? And she gon' get the dough, what you know about that? Switch lanes in the phone.